What's happening? TGIF. I'm Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. TGIF. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you're staying well and healthy. Well, back when I was in high school, my second favorite album was Don't Look Back by Boston, which was second only to my favorite album, which was the original Boston album, but back to my second favorite, Don't Look Back. That title, that album title, and when I say album, back then it certainly was album, it was vinyl, has special meaning to me today as a business person, as a voiceover talent, because I have had to use that theme to make my business move forward. And I think this is especially appropriate right now during the COVID-19 pandemic when things are tough, financially, health-wise, and we're looking at everybody's looking at some difficult things to some degree or another. But human nature is for us to retract and to retreat and to go into a defensive posture because we're afraid, and understandably so. But I wanted to share with you a little something that I hope you find helpful and encouraging and maybe even motivational. But when I first started in voiceover 14 years ago, it was because I was being downsized out of my corporate job. And so I was in a scary situation, a family, a wife and 3 kids and a mortgage and 2 cars and, all of those things to be concerned about and not sure how I was going to make money to make that happen. So I took the mindset of don't look back. In other words, what I did was instead of keep turning my head over my shoulder to look back at what had been and what I've lost, I figuratively, in my mind, burn those bridges. And I don't mean relationships. I just mean what I had done. I realized that chapter was done. There was nothing more I could do about it. And I decided that I would play offense, not defense. Was I afraid? At times was it scary? Did I wonder where my next job was going to come from at times? Absolutely. That's what it's like starting a new business. But because I did not allow myself to be distracted by looking back over my shoulder and taking a defensive position, I was able to not only survive, but I thrived. Not only during those beginning days and months of my voiceover career, but also into the big recession, the big economic downturn that happened in 2008, early in my career. And my business continued to grow through that time as I invested in myself, as I invested in my business, and I kept my sights forward, moving forward. Last night was week 2 of my 4-week online voiceover class, and I started class with this because I just want you to understand and know that, first of all, you're not alone. Everybody feels that way when things get tough, when things get tight. We start pulling back and we go into defensive mode because we're afraid that we'll lose more than we've already lost. But the only way to really thrive during this time is to move into offensive mode and begin to ask yourself questions like, what can I do to move forward? What can I do to be better at voiceover? What can I do to make more money in voiceover? And so instead of shrinking back, I encourage you to move boldly forward, not foolishly, not doing things that you don't need to do, but decide those few critical things, those few critical tasks that will move your business forward, that will move you closer to your dreams. And as Boston sang so beautifully, don't look back, keep moving forward. Now, if you're wondering if it's still possible to get into my 4-week class, it is. And what I'll do is I'll supply you with recordings of the previous 2 sessions, and you can still get in on the live versions of the next 2, as well as all of the supplemental materials will be sent to you as well. And you simply go to voiceovertrainingnow.com. I'll put the link below in the description. Hey, I understand we're all a little nervous about what's going on, and some of us are pinched more so than others. But I want to encourage you, don't do this. You're tempted to, keep looking back over your shoulder. Look straight ahead, know what you want, get your plan, and go for it. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. I hope you like, share, subscribe. We'll talk soon.